KiwiSaver is sitting at 128 billion and crypto is starting to knock on its door. Should it have its place in your retirement fund? Let's find out.
We are back in your life, and today, KiwiSaver has $128 billion in it. There is more interest than ever in cryptocurrency. Should you have crypto in your KiwiSaver? Mike, this topic was your idea.
It was.
What do we reckon?
Yeah, look, it's a really interesting one because, cryptocurrency was the new kid on the block for quite some time. A lot of promise about it, a lot of hype about it. Blockchain technology is going to change the world. And it's starting to mature out of it. I guess what we've got to ask ourselves is it doing what it said it was going to do? Or is it just another speculative investment? Or is it a scam? And should any of it be in a KiwiSaver account?
Okay, so Mike, let's start with what is cryptocurrency?
Cryptocurrency is, well, to be honest, I don't know anymore, James, right? Like at the start, it was going to be a decentralized currency that was going to change the world and no one was going to use dollars anymore and we were all going to move away from that. And it was going to be a substitute for money, right? That was what it was promised to be. We're 10, 12 years into this experiment, and I'm yet to see people regularly pay for meaningful things using cryptocurrency, right? And I'm sure someone will tell me I'm wrong, and some guy in his mum's basement regularly buys pizzas or something with it, but I just don't see a widespread adoption of that, right? What is it now? Is it a currency that is registered on the blockchain, or is it just a speculative investment that people invest in to hope that it grows wealth at some point in the future?
Let's talk about, though, the idea of somebody living in his mum's basement buying a pizza with some Bitcoin. So there's this guy in 2010, he spent 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 Papa John's pizzas delivered in Florida.
Yeah.
The value of those Bitcoin back then was $41. So not that bad, right? You pay 2 pizzas, maybe you'd expect a side for $41.
Yeah, you'd be getting garlic bread with that.
Yeah. I think so. Actually, and you apply inflation, even at $41, probably a bit
quite
high.
Pricey, yeah.
It has got more expensive, those 2 pizzas. Those 10,000 Bitcoin are now worth $1.1 billion.
I would love to know where that guy is. I want to know if he was like, I have millions of these things. So
it's irrelevant.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
And I was hungry.
Yeah, he might have bought Papa John himself. I guess that's the thing. It's I don't know what it is anymore. I don't even know if it's a scam, right? And I would love to know the percentage of cryptocurrencies that are rug pulls, pump and dump, something to do with a scam, Hock to a girl, something like that, where actually what happens is you invest in it and all it's gone. All the money's gone.
Hock to a girl got scammed as well? Do you think she knew what was going on?
I would like to think that she got scammed. So probably to a degree she got scammed. I think what you got to remember for people in those situations is you've probably got 1,000 people a day coming at you with a business idea, a way you can make money, something to license, something to put your name on, that eventually you go, I'm just going to pick one in this category, one in this category, one in this category. I don't know anything about them, but it doesn't matter, right? So I think she probably got scammed to a degree.
For those that don't know, the Hock to a Girl, which was a reel that went off a couple of years ago, she set up her own meme coin. She promoted it. The price went through the roof. It got to a certain price. Then all the coins were sold. It dropped 99% in value.
Yeah. So to be honest, James, short story long, I have no idea what it is anymore.
Okay, cool. So I think probably the big thing for me is the price is driven by sentiment.
Yeah.
It's not driven by the production of something. And you're right, I have not seen a meaningful increase in the use of it, which I would be expecting to kind of be happening by the middle of 2025.
Yeah.
So what is the use of Bitcoin, of crypto as we go forward? Or is it the idea that it's a storage of wealth and
just a really volatile storage of wealth?
Yeah. And what's the underlying value? That's the thing I've always struggled with is if you're investing into shares, you're investing into companies that are producing a service or a good for a profit. If you're buying into property, you expect that property to go up over time. You have data to support that, and you are getting rent in exchange.
There's a use for that property.
Yeah, there is some form of production. But with crypto, I just go, and maybe there are people far smarter than me. I mean, there's lots of people like that out there. They're not in this room, but there are people out there like that. that understand it, but I do not understand. And I'm certainly not comfortable enough, spoiler alert, for my clients to be doing that.
It's actually no surprise to people that cryptocurrency is now in some KiwiSaver funds. So we're going to talk about that in a bit more detail after the break.
KiwiSaver is one of the most important tools when it comes to your financial future. You're going to be paying somebody a lot of fees, contributing to it over a long period of time, and when that balance comes available, you want to make sure you've maximized it. If you haven't made an active choice of provider, fund, and contribution levels, click the link below to talk to one of our KiwiSaver advisors. Within 45 minutes, they can understand your situation, your preferences, your risk profile, make a recommendation, and execute it. Click the link below. Now, back to the episode.
I've never heard of KiwiSaver before. What is it? Talk to me about it.
So KiwiSaver is pretty straightforward. It's we're regularly contributing, we're salary sacrificing, putting some money away, investing to shares, investing in property, bonds. Our employers chucking some money in. The government's putting a little bit of money in. They used to put more money in. That's about to reduce. And then over time, that is going to grow in value, looking after our future self, either for our first home, hardship in the future. But for most people, we're talking about retirement planning. When we stop working, we've got a nest egg. Yep. Now, that started in 2007. And in March 2024, we now have over $111 billion in KiwiSaver, up 19% year on year. 3.3 million Kiwis are in KiwiSaver. The average balance is $33,000 now, which is up 16% year on year. So it is becoming a more and more important tool as those balances start to grow. People are paying more attention. As it becomes a bigger balance, people want to have different options and look at different things, which is where the crypto component does come in. If you are a real advocate for crypto, you might go, well, I want my KiwiSaver to have exposure to crypto.
Yeah.
So Mike, is anybody at the moment in the KiwiSaver landscape investing into cryptocurrency?
Yeah, there's a couple out there. Cora Wealth is one of them. They have a fund which has a portion of it attributed to KiwiSaver. I think that's capped at 10%. So there are definitely a few players out there in the market at the moment that have some of these cryptocurrencies incorporated in their funds. I think what we've got to look at with any fund, but with these ones specifically as well, is performance, track record, and fees, right? So James, talking about the fees on these.
We've got a very small sample of funds to choose from.
Yeah.
The crypto fund fee that you were just talking about, the fee is 1.1%. That is significantly higher than a index fund provider like a Simplicity or a Kernel.
It's not huge though.
When you compare it to Milford, it's pretty much bang on. So from a fees perspective, it's probably not too bad at all.
Yep.
Some other things to talk about though is probably the volatility. So it depends how much you've got exposure to, but there's been no more volatile asset than, let's just say, Bitcoin, to make it a little bit simpler, Bitcoin over the last decade. Now, of course, I can see the comments coming for me. And the comments, it's not the first time you've come for me. It won't be the last. I know you're going to go, it's the highest performing asset over the last decade. That's great. But volatility is important. It is material, because we did see when COVID came along, the amount of money that went from growth funds to cash funds, and the concern that the average Kiwi might not be as comfortable with volatility.
We're talking about KiwiSaver funds and retirement here, right? So we're not saying that, the cryptocurrency shouldn't be, you can't invest into it, or it shouldn't be a thing. What we're saying is the importance of KiwiSaver to people's retirements and the importance of KiwiSaver to the country. Is this too risky of an asset class to include in there, right?
Yeah. And look, if you did have crypto in your portfolio over the last decade, your performance would have been 100 higher for sure. But that's like going, if you invested all of your money into NVIDIA stocks over the past decade, it would have done really well. The difference is at least NVIDIA has some chips to show for it.
Yeah.
What the hell does crypto have to show for it?
Okay, so James, before we wrap all this up, do you think that cryptocurrencies should be allowed in KiwiSaver funds?
So, I mean, it's kind of the whole question around, should people just be able to have the freedom to do whatever they want, or should you have some control for the greater good? My opinion probably links back to the same idea that, which some people disagree with, which is fine, that we should be working towards contributing 10% to KiwiSaver to save people from themselves.
Yeah.
If people were incredibly educated around Bitcoin and then wanted to make that decision, I'm fine with that. What I'm not okay with is it just being an option. Somebody's heard something from a mate. don't really know what they're doing, and they're risking their retirement, their future, potentially their ability to get on the housing ladder with this asset they don't understand, which is volatile. And the question is, to what we were talking about before, what is the utility, the purpose of Bitcoin in the future?
Yeah, I think it should definitely be allowed. I think you should be able to invest your money into, reasonably speaking, what you would like it invested to, or asset classes you would like it invested to. And I don't see cryptocurrency as anything other than another asset class to invest into. But I'm calling it what it is. It is not a currency. Most of it's a scam, or the website's a scam, or your wallet's a scam, or something like that. But it is just an asset class. That asset class will continue to mature over time. And I don't think you should stop letting people invest in it at an earlier stage, because they may lose a hell of a lot of upside. Yep, there's volatility. Yep, there's risk. Yes, there's execution risk with the with the providers of the coins and the wallets and stuff. But I think, you know what? People have to be able to make their own decisions. And if it's a portion of their asset classes, I'm happy. If it's the whole thing, that's a worry.
Yeah, look, I don't mind if it's got you've got like an alternative asset exposure. That sounds okay to me. And I do understand the opinion that people, free will, people should be able to do whatever they want. I guess my concern is for those that invest and don't really understand what they're investing into.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I guess that's their decision. Is that just where we land on it?
Yeah, well, I think that it should be their decision. I just think there should be some safety rails about it, right? Like if you get, and I don't mean, to tell people they don't know what they're doing, but if you get someone who didn't grow up with the internet, doesn't really understand the way that information works on the internet, doesn't really understand anything about cryptocurrency or anything. And I'm not talking about young people. I'm talking about potentially the older generation who are going to have a need for this money sooner rather than later, may just see the returns, not really understand it, get FOMO, because they are just as susceptible to FOMO as anyone else, and then go, cool, I'm going to flick all of it into that, and then all of a sudden it's gone.
I mean, I've got a great example for you. We've got an email from a client today that says, dare I ask, but I have a friend going hard and banging on about crypto robots. What are your thoughts on all of this? My concern is people who are asking questions like that, then invest without understanding what they invest into. Mike, let me ask you one more question.
Yeah.
If you had to have a 10% allocation to either designer handbags, cryptocurrency, wine, or sports cars, what are you allocating your 10% of your KiwiSaver to?
Wouldn't be sports cars.
Why?
The market's too varied.
It'll bounce.
No, I don't think it will. Not all of them. The wine, no.
I'll chuck art in the mix as well.
Art.
Cool.
It would be art.
Cool.
Art for these are the fundamentals around art, right? A store of value that is small, portable, and can be tax-free. So
Depends on the art, right?
No, you can hold it in escrow. I mean, there's large art or whatever, but it's a store of wealth and it's easily transportable. So for that reason, I think the high-end art market would be my pick of those.
Last question for you. I know you invested into some really special artwork where you were on Webb's auction house.
Yeah, I got a bone to pick with Webb's. But yeah.
And bought 2 pieces of brick.
Yeah. Crown and crumb bricks.
Yeah. You bought 2 pieces of brick and they turned up and you're surprised that the brick artwork was actually just bricks.
I wasn't surprised that they were bricks. It was just that they looked really cool on the auction site. And then when I got them, I was like, oh, these are really just bricks. However, on Webb's the other day, I saw a Crownland crumb ceramic pipe. So these things are collectible. I'm just not sure to who. Well, me, obviously. But
the question is, what's happened to the value of the bricks?
They've actually gone up massively. They have outperformed crypto, wine, art, sports cars. Yeah. In my own special mind.
Yeah. Okay, we'll wrap it up right there. The crypto bros, come at me in the comment section. We'll see what happens. I'll meet you.
The brick bros, you can come at me.
Don't throw the bricks though, please. You can throw your crypto. I'm not worried about that bit. All right, we'll wrap it up there. Much love to Lighthouse Financial for sponsoring the episode. Please give us a review, subscribe, a like, and we'll catch you next time.
Cheers.